What's up gamers, Cryptico here, and welcome back to Lowering the Mark, a show where I analyze the current and former world records of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe time trial runs to see how these records get faster over time. We'll look at elements such as the loadout, racing lines, and mushroom usage to better understand what's bringing these times down. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the notification bell to be the first to know when my videos go live. Welcome to the Season 8 finale. It's hard to believe we're now at the 80th episode in this series. We wouldn't have made it this far without your support, so thank you for all the likes, comments, and views y'all pour into every video. We're getting close to the end, but we're not done yet, so without further ado, let's cap off Season 8. For today's episode, we're heading back to the Mushroom Cup for one final time this series and taking a look at its second best course, Thwomp Ruins at 150cc. On April 30th, 2017, the world record for this run was set at 1 minute 53.203 seconds by the Irish player Kevin. Fast forward to just a few days ago on June 19th, 2022, and the record was brought down to 1 minute 48.975 seconds by the Spanish player Alberto. That's a 4.2 second improvement between records and a 3.7% faster time. Our former world record holder Kevin has broken over 200 world records across 24 unique runs and has spent over 1,000 days holding at least one world record, no doubt Ireland's best time trialer. Our current world record holder Alberto is only slightly better than that, with over 800 world records broken across basically 69 unique runs, and has reached his 1,500th day holding at least one of his fluctuating 39 current world records. At pre-release, this world record was slightly under 155, and it would quickly enter the 153s and stay there for quite a bit, mostly thanks to this duel between Kevin and English player Sean. About 5 days later, Sean emerged with the first 152 anyone ever saw. After a little contesting from Kevin, Sean continued putting up record after record on this run, and eventually made it all the way down to 152.1. Fast forward to the middle of 2018, and Sean's time at the top was over. Japanese players Samurai, Yu, and Kai headlined a new wave of improvement to this record, which included another second break from Samurai. The record got all the way down to 151.5 before Alberto stepped in and took over a tenth of a second off that towards the end of 2019. Kurorin emerged and dropped 10 of the next 11 world records and brought the record all the way down to 151.05. Sadly, he wouldn't get that elusive 150. That mark would come from Alberto, who inserted himself back into the mix and went on a massive tear afterwards. He'd put up 18 consecutive records for a 200-ish day reign as the world record holder, which ended with the first pair of 149s ever recorded. From that point on, it basically became Panda versus Alberto for the rest of 2021 and into 22. Alberto recently put an end to Panda's reign as he grabbed yet another second break and posted the only 148 ever seen. In total, the record was broken 133 times by 20 different players. These loadouts are classic examples of 2017 versus 2022. Kevin rocks with the heavy Mii character driving the W25 with the slim wheels and the plane glider. Alberto went with the loadout breaking tracks everywhere, Baby Daisy with the Biddy Buggy, the Azer rollers, and the paper glider. Right off the bat, we notice Kevin has the advantage over Alberto in top speed. We then notice that's where the advantages stop. The current world record holder runs away with the acceleration, handling, grip, and mini turbo performance with at least 2 points on Kevin's performance in each of those stats. Not much more needs to be said. Alberto has the better loadout, and spoiler alert, he's about to get a lot of mini turbos with that max stat. This course has always been fun for me. It's such a calm race if you could believe that. The layout is chill, the racing strategy is fun, and there are a lot of opportunities for shortcuts. The time trial, however, is a bit surprising. I didn't expect to see some of the strats I saw from these runs. Let's dive into it. Kevin hits a rocket start out of the gate and starts drifting towards this grass patch. He'll use his first mushroom to cut through it and get the mini turbo before chaining another one as he comes out of that shortcut. He then hugs the right side of the course all the way up to the anti-grav wall. He'll hit all the zippers and grab a few coins before tricking off the zipper to close out S1. Alberto also gets the rocket start and starts drifting towards the grass. He'll use his mushroom to carry the drift out to a super mini turbo and tricks off the ramp before chaining 4 normal mini turbos as he makes his way up the anti-grav wall. He'll also hit all the zippers and get some coins, but squeezes in this mini turbo right before tricking off the ramp to close out the section. Right off the bat, we notice a few key differences. Alberto getting that jump boost through the shortcut and chaining a lot more mini turbos through S1 allowed him to build an early lead, and he'll continue to do that on the next 2 laps. He's up on Kevin by over a tenth of a second going into S2. Kevin bears left out of this tunnel and goes up this other anti-grav wall for a quick jump boost. He continues to stay on this strict line up until this platform where he'll grab another jump boost. He closes out S2 by drifting around this corner for the quick mini turbo. Once he hits the ground, Alberto chains a quick mini turbo, then drifts off the track and into the water for another quick mini turbo. He then chains 2 more once he's down there and emerges with a jump boost. He'll chain another one of those mini turbo jump boost combos to that before tightly drifting around the final turn of S2 for the super mini turbo. That time, we noticed 2 completely different lines from each player, with Alberto's obviously being much faster. Kevin wastes a lot of time going all the way out to the left, and the zipper doesn't help him make up for any of that. Alberto cutting through the water like he did has become the norm for Thwomp Ruins, and it's the main reason why he's now ahead by over 0.6 of a second. Kevin chains a quick mini turbo before going for this prolonged super mini turbo he'll get as he goes off the side ramp for a quick jump boost. After tricking off the glider, he flies to the left ramp on the other side for another jump boost while gliding, then he just calmly glides across the finish line to close out the lap. Alberto also chains that quick mini turbo and goes for the super one right after. He won't release it on the ramp though. That's reserved for this normal mini turbo he gets before this jump boost. Right before the glider, he drifts heavily to the right to charge up this mini turbo as fast as he can for a motion glider. He'll glide all the way to this middle ramp and get the jump boost right as he hits it. Once he lands, he then chains another mini turbo before crossing the finish line. Now we start to see the main time save here. Both racers did S3 pretty similarly, yet Alberto added a lot of time to his lead. The reason? Well, for starters, Alberto is Alberto, but the real reason is the tighter lines on both the ground and in the air thanks to that motion glider. It was found that these routes were faster, and Alberto has blown that wide open for the 1.4 second lead over Kevin going into lap 2. Kevin starts off lap 2 by drifting into that grass patch and using his second mushroom to chain the 2 normal mini turbos. Instead of going up the anti-grav wall, he tightly drifts around this turn for the super mini turbo, which puts us at the end of this section. Alberto keeps the start of S1 the same as well. A quick mini turbo into this long super mini turbo and mushroom to cut through the grass and get this trick off the ramp. Once in the tunnel, he chains 3 normal mini turbos before tightly drifting around the turn for the ultra mini turbo to close out the section. That time, both racers again went on similar paths through S1, but Alberto remains ahead because A, he took the shortcut on a better line, and B, he got way more longer lasting mini turbos. His lead now sits at nearly 1.7 seconds at the end of S1. Into S2, Kevin hugs the left side of the course again all the way up to this anti-grav wall and gets the jump boost at the end of it. He then grabs another jump boost off this next platform before closing out S2 with that same quick mini turbo around the final turn. Alberto, now on the left side, chains 2 quick mini turbos before dropping off into the water to chain 3 more under it, the last of which is met with a quick jump boost off the ramp. After doing the same thing off the platform, he quickly picks up this super mini turbo around the last turn of S2. Here we see that whether you're on the left or right side of this giant water hole, that is still a faster line than staying on the surface. Not only is it a better line, but it allows for the chaining of mini turbos to make your time even faster, something Alberto so clearly took advantage of. He's up on Kevin by over 2.2 seconds at the end of S2. Kevin grabs that quick mini turbo before charging up the same prolonged super mini turbo and then goes off the ramp for the jump boost. After tricking off the glider again, he bears toward the middle ramp for a normal jump boost to close out the lap. Let's dive into this motion glider a bit more. After chaining the normal and super mini turbos through this first ramp, Alberto prepares for the motion glider that's a tad different from the rest in that you need to be really fast with your input to pull it off. Right as he hits the ground, he forces the joystick all the way to the right so he can charge up this mini turbo as fast as possible. Now in the air with motion controls turned on, he flings his controller in the opposite direction and glides all the way to this middle ramp for the jump boost. That's definitely easier said than done, but Alberto is Alberto, so we shouldn't be surprised. He closes out the lap with another quick mini turbo, and his lead jumped up to nearly 3 seconds after outsplitting Kevin by nearly 1.5 seconds. To close out his race, Kevin grabs those first 2 mini turbos through this mushroom cut before heading into the tunnel. Once he's there, he'll drift tightly around this turn for the super mini turbo. What's different in S2 is he goes straight off the newly enabled glider ramp to fly straight across the water and up to this ramp for a quick jump boost. After tricking off the platform, he chains these 2 mini turbos through the next few turns before charging up this super mini turbo onto the ramp and then proceeds to get another 2 jump boosts as he goes off the glider. One more jump boost off the middle ramp will officially close out the race. Alberto chains that quick mini turbo before charging up this super one through the grass and off the ramp for a jump boost. He then chains 3 more mini turbos before grabbing this ultra one around this turn. He also goes for the middle glider and does— oh, come on! Okay, so let's actually take a look at that because I clearly missed another motion glider strat. Silly me. As Alberto enters S2, he adjusts himself so that he can charge up this super mini turbo off the middle glider, and then with motion controls on, he flings himself to the right for a faster glide path and lands underwater, to which he'll chain 2 mini turbo jump boost combos as he emerges a few hundred milliseconds later. After these next few mini turbos, he finds himself at this side ramp where he'll grab another jump boost, then do one last motion glider across the gap and gets another jump boost and mini turbo to close out the race. A race he won by over 4.2 seconds. So by taking better lines, grabbing mini turbos wherever he could fit them, and 2 different instances of motion glider, Alberto was finally able to dip under 149 and cap off his 29th world record on this run. He's taken nearly 2.5 seconds off his initial 151.5 and may have just established the next really long-lasting world record, but can it get any faster? The best known splits for this run show that Alberto has optimized this world record really well. He only owns the last 2 best known laps, while Panda owns the best split from a flat start. As far as improvement goes, Alberto has around 1/10 of a second that can be knocked off his own world record lap 1, and even less time through laps 2 and 3. A 148.9 looked pretty unreachable a few years ago, and even after barely getting the second break, there's still a small bit of time that can be knocked off. Only question is, who's going to go for that 0.8? The worldwide top 10 consists of 6 national and 3 continental record holders. At the top is Alberto, a 10th or so back is Oceanic record holder Panda, and down there in 3rd is Shira Nui. French record holder Army is down there in 4th, and the next 3 players on this board are really close together. Storb, Calcer, and Alpaco share only 7/100ths of a second in separation. Rounding out the 149s is Kurorin, and rounding out our top 10 is Gudichap and Frog, split apart by a mere 2/100ths of a second. The main competition on this run sits at the top 2 spots on this board. Alberto and Panda have been going back and forth since late 2021, and I don't see this monumental second break as the end of their duel. If anyone is to improve this world record, it'll be one of them. That or Army will randomly unhoard a 148.7, both of which are equally plausible. That's going to wrap up the 80th episode of Lowering the Mark and the final episode of Season 8. We've officially closed off these 3 cups for this series and have now reviewed every single time trial from 40 different courses. Season 9 will consist of whatever I skipped over along the way, so be sure to stay tuned for our official release date. As always, thank you all so much for supporting this series. I'm lucky to have you guys as fans, and I sincerely appreciate all the love this series has gotten over the years. I can't wait to bring you these final few episodes. If you enjoyed this video, like and share it with your friends, and comment on which course you'd like me to analyze next. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.